I'm ready, Kyle. You ready?
I'm ready.
Damn right. Are you ready? They said yes. Nice. All right, let's get into it. We got Quincy Crew versus Fnatic, our last series of the day. It's just going to be me and Kyle this time around, so
Thank God.
not going to have that just
annoying expert.
I like to felt like he kind of took over the cast, right?
Indeed. And
feels like he thinks he knows everything.
You know what they say. You always want to be the smartest guy in the room, right? So in my case, I'd like that to be as small and empty a room as possible.
Yeah.
And Insania really was thrown off the vibe. Too many things to say that made sense.
Is this the
We're
way
here
you're
to
going
make dollars?
Are you trying to break up with me right now?
No.
Okay. Because you know if we keep casting together, you're never going to be the smartest guy in the room.
This guy. What's your MMR?
Not very good anymore. Kyle's got me
Please.
beat by like 1,000. He used to be like 1,000 MMR below me. Now he's 1,000 MMR above me.
Not just that, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, you have the privilege, the pleasure of listening to both an adequate color commentator and award-nominated analyst. That's right, folks.
I'm not a color
Award-nominated.
commentator.
Make sure to
You
vote.
don't even know the rules of a broadcast. I'm
What's
a
that?
play-by-play commentator.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, I'm the color commentator.
Yes. Also, I am also award nominated.
Really?
Yes. The first iteration of Esports Awards, I was in there. I didn't advertise
Well,
it at all because I knew.
Why not? Well, this is an award-nominated cast, ladies and
Yes,
gentlemen.
and you know what an Owen and Fogged cast is?
What is that?
An award-winning. No. I don't. How has Owen never won the award?
That's the only reason I signed up to try and do it, because he didn't even get nominated. This guy's just balling out and ignored by the esports scene at large because they're, you know.
Does I know Dota players have won, but like, have Dota talent ever won anything?
No, they don't think we're
They
good.
just think we all suck, huh?
Yeah. So does Twitch chat,
Sad.
so I'm
10
not surprised. They don't like to
seconds
vote for us.
You know, that's weird because Dota players are so
5
protective of
seconds
Dota
remaining.
things. Why don't you guys
Protect us.
protect us
Yeah.
from the evil esports empire class? Anyway, let's get into it. Fnatic versus Quincy Crew. First pick Weaver, Clockwork Snapfire as the response.
We haven't even seen Weaver so far this tournament. It has been perma-banned or perma-picked, which is wild to me. I wonder why. Like, I haven't seen it, and there's not enough time to like watch all the games.
I mean,
but
we did watch it, right?
we did.
Yeah, VG Gaming drafted. It was like one of the
Oh,
first
yeah,
games
the
we
four
did. They
position.
did the 4-position Weaver.
Mm.
We have not seen a core Weaver yet, and I don't know
Is
if
it-
anybody has played that yet.
Is it just the 4 position because of the shard?
I think that supports giving vision is really big right now.
That's true. Good point.
And then I also think that yes, the
10
swarm is kind of
seconds
broken.
remaining.
No, actually, looking at the patch, like they actually did make Weaver a hell of a lot better. You can
5
toggle
seconds
Gemini.
remaining.
Mana cost on Sakuchi
Quincy
was reduced by
Crew's turn to
15%,
ban.
and then Shard makes your bugs latch to invis and reduces cooldown.
And I think Gemini is better. When did they make the change where it went from flat damage to like the double hit that it used to be? Like now you actually get a bonus damage for
yeah.
it, which
10 seconds
I'm not sure if that makes it
remaining.
better for support or core.
I think it's just from a support perspective, the
5
fact that you can
seconds
toggle it, like
remaining.
you just out trade, right?
Yeah.
It's similar to
Okay. Yeah.
what's a good example, really? I don't know if there really is. Like you can trade against a Bane as an example and feel okay with it. Like your double attack is equal to the Brain Sap.
And Weaver Tidehunter is probably a pretty strong lane together. You got the big beefy boy, both of them minus armor, both of them physical damage. And I see your your screen is
Fnatic's
bugged out.
turn
Yeah,
to
I'm like,
ban.
It's
I was very confused. For a
you
second.
won't see it because you're looking at my screen, but Kyle's screen is like it's like the stage is dark and the spotlight is right there in the middle, but nobody's showing up.
Very weird. Oh well.
What do you think about this
10
response
seconds
from Quincy?
remaining.
Like, I like Fnatic's opening quite a bit. Clockwork
Correct.
Snapfire, not quite
5
as
No, this
happy
is
with that.
this. I mean, it's a North American team picking Clockwork, so it's just how we do it, you know.
Yeah.
Really cool synergy between the portrait of Snapfire as well, similar in stature. But
That's true.
I look at Fnatic, and this kind of goes back to the whole idea of like OG's openers
Quincy
and like
Crew's
what
turn
LC
to
gives
ban.
you. This Tidehunter is massive team fight, good laner, minus armor, stacks with the Weaver, multi-roll, multi-lane. Then I look and I see, okay, Clock. Would you ever be afraid of a 3-position Clockwork?
No.
you'd be like, well, that was a nice flex. Like, we don't care.
10 seconds remaining.
So you know it's a support. And yes, you have like a BKB piercing interrupt.
5 seconds
you
remaining.
don't do any real damage to BKBs. And you're also, remember the concept of like hero volatility?
Yeah.
Playing clock into, say, a Phantom Lancer is hopeless.
Yeah.
And that's the trouble I have with the hero. In the right kind of game for it, it can be excellent. Or when it's set up for success, like we saw
Turn to
PSG LGD
ban.
do when they pick it with something like a Death Prophet, where by just sort of cutting a fight in half and pushing people towards the DP, you're going to have a pretty successful impact. And I don't know if you can just pick it blind. Also, really weak against Weaver. Very low.
10 seconds remaining.
I think there are opportunities for
5
Clockwork,
seconds
right?
remaining.
Like one advantage is that if you catch him inside of cogs, he cannot just Shukuchi his way out,
True.
and he also has a harder time using his ultimate sometimes because maybe he's just stuck in the same area, right? If you ever catch him when he's like, say, sitting still
Quincy
farming for
Crew's
like 2
turn
seconds,
to
then you hook
ban.
shot him, that's another 2 seconds, you know. Maybe he just pops it and he's still in the same spot. So, I mean, I'm giving it something. But overall, I do agree with you that I'm not as happy with the opening. I also don't necessarily think that these heroes have been doing very well. I'm pretty certain that Snapfire was like
remaining.
one of the most picked heroes so far in this group stage. But I think the
5
win rate was
seconds
below
remaining.
50%.
Yeah. And just based on how these teams have played so far, so this was a huge day for Quincy Crew. They had 3 series after playing only 1 yesterday. They won 1 Beast Coast, got worked by Vici 2-0, and now they go up against Fnatic at a Fnatic 2-6, Quincy Crew 1-5, and also currently in last place. They're the only team in the group with just the 1 win. So this is big. I think both teams in must-win scenarios, nobody wants to just go home from groups.
Can I see that groups again? Because there's such a massive difference. Group B is so top heavy. You've got LGD and Vici Gaming, who for me are probably like 2 of the 3 best looking teams right now. Like I think they just both look insanely good. Team Secret is obviously always going to be pretty good, but I'm not convinced by like those bottom
Quincy
4
Crew's turn
names.
to pick.
Like Beast Coast and Elephant are probably going to do all right for
Fnatic's turn
themselves,
to
like
pick.
probably top 8, something like that. But Fnatic, SG, Team Spirit, and Quincy Crew, none of them have super impressed me just yet. Fnatic, I think we cast 1 series of them and we were like, okay, they're pretty decent. I think it was against Vici. Yeah, they went 1-1 against Vici, but then they lost to
10
SG,
seconds remaining.
and they went 1-1 against Elephant.
Man,
5
Virtus Pro had
seconds
a
remaining.
bad day today.
Oh, did they?
They got 2-0'd by T1, and then they got 2-0'd by IG, and they went from tied for first to out of upper bracket.
Yeah, that's a rough day.
Either way, Fnatic, however, I believe recovered a bit. No, sorry, they have gotten 2-0'd by SG. That one hurt.
Yes.
And
That
then
that was a disappointing one for me because I thought Fnatic was like, okay, maybe they can actually be in contest for upper bracket, and like I don't think SG is bad. But I also think that if you want to be top 8, for example, you probably
Yeah.
need to be beating SG. I think SG is going to be like a pretty good gatekeeper, like 12th
Yeah.
through 16th.
Agreed. And you're now in a position where you're kind of playing for elimination in a way because you're, if Quincy beats you once, you're
Fnatic's
tied. If
turn
they
to
beat you
pick.
again, suddenly you're tied for last place with
I-
fewer games to make up.
I will say, Quincy Crew do have a road of redemption ahead of them, possibly, because they started off, they don't look good, but think about who they played against, LGD and Vici Gaming.
10
So if they
seconds
can kind of
remaining.
pick themselves back up, say, okay, we got thrashed by
5 seconds
possibly 2 of the
remaining.
best teams at this tournament. They went 1-1 with Beast Coast. Okay, we've have like matchup against those guys for the longest time, Okay, now we get to play against some other international teams that we are more likely to beat.
Yeah. And this is one of those like storied matchups, right? You look at both
Quincy
these teams, they're
Crew's
probably
turn to
thinking, they're bottom halves, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they had potential. I think dark horses for a lot of people. Quincy Crew, they were top 6 the last major, but the road
They were
to
also
get
top of
there-
their bracket in groups, or top of their groups in TI8, and I
10
think upper
seconds
bracket in
remaining.
They've
TI9.
been upper bracket 2 TIs in a
Yep.
row, Cap. But you know who they ended up
5
facing?
seconds
That first
OG
remaining.
round?
both times in a row.
Poor, like, how unfortunate is that?
Yeah.
And I think the famous story, we were talking to No-Till about it, was at TI9 when OG had the choice of who they wanted to play against.
Fanatics
They said, we don't care,
turn to
flip a
ban.
coin.
Admiral Concar.
Which
They made that very public too.
they did? Okay.
Yeah.
Because that is, that's why OG shows up at TI when other teams don't, right there. And, you know, No-Till even joked, like, there was a team they might have been rooting for the coin to land a certain way.
Yeah.
But
10 seconds
that's
remaining.
confidence. And think about what
Quincy
messaging that
Crew
sends other
turn to
teams. Like,
ban.
it's a mental game at the end of the day. And I think OG certainly understand that. But let's get into this draft. So Fnatic, Wraith King, one of the main counters to Doom. And then, of course, Kunkka, very effective against Tide and Weaver because it's a disable that can't be removed.
Fanatics turn to ban.
Do you like the laning matchup against Void Spirit as well? I think you
I
do, right?
Yeah, I do. It's just you hit for more damage. Void Spirit never really threatens kills on you, although it is tough at times to land your spell combos. Void Spirit, of course, very mobile.
10
But if
seconds
you go the
remaining.
Orchid route that we've seen a lot of Kunkas
Yeah.
go for the last few months, it's
I like it.
5
then
seconds remaining.
no problem
Quincy
killing the
Crew's
Void Spirit
turn to
whatsoever.
ban.
Phantom Lancer is going to be banned by Fnatic, which is funny because we started off the draft talking about Phantom Lancer just being one of the many heroes that Clockwork not happy against. I don't necessarily feel that good about Clockwork in this game looking at Fnatic heroes, but I also don't
10
hate it.
seconds remaining.
It's nice. If this is a support Tide, I'll like it a lot
5
more.
seconds
Just because
remaining.
you can hook him, kill him, have yourself a nice time. If it's an off-lane Tide, it's the same deal. I actually really like playing Clock in a safe lane against Tidehunter. You hit
Yes.
level 3 and you apply a lot of kill threat. Same goes for Wraith King early on, but the new skeletons, back in the day, no
Fanatics
skeletons, you
turn
owned
to
Wraith
pick.
King. Now it's the
Yep.
other way because
Yeah.
it just pops the army and you have no armor and your assault does no damage.
Void Spirit's a hard problem locking down, but I do still like hook shot into Cog's push against him, right? That still feels pretty nice. Last pickup for Fnatic, is it going to be offlane Tide with the Weaver,
seconds
or is it
remaining.
going to be a 5 Tide Hunter, and we're going to see a
5
different
seconds
offlane?
remaining.
You could just pick a Lycan here. The death special, Wolf Bite the Wraith King,
Quincy
rocket.
Crew's
Yeah,
turn to
yeah,
pick.
yeah, yeah, no.
Okay, that is, and this is definitely like a C Dota thing because I've seen T1 lean on the Wyvern a bit as well, and I think the hero's just kind of dead, quite honest. But into
10
Doom Kunkka as well,
seconds
it's not
remaining.
ideal. No Storm though,
5
no
seconds
Quap.
remaining.
There is an Ember. I do expect Quincy Crew. Oh well, they're gonna keep the Kunkka mid, I suppose. They need a Yawar hero.
Luna, choose your hero.
Okay. Is it that good of a Luna game? I don't feel
hate Luna here. You're playing into Tide. Like, you've now given Wyvern a great game. And I love playing Wraith King into Luna.
Yeah.
Just run in.
Yeah, Luna is so dependent on her burst of Eclipse, and so Wraith King was always good against that. But now even better because you have skeletons to be able to draw upon as well.
What? I just feel like there were better heroes to pick here. Like, Illusion Core even. I would be very happy perhaps even with a Naga Siren. It's not perfect, but there's a lot I feel like I would have liked before I picked Luna.
It looks like, for me anyway, that these 5-man drafts are just going to be running into each other quite a lit. There's a lot of team fight on both sides. So it'll be fun to cast. We'll see how it goes. LOA is going to be playing that 5-position Clockwork that we're talking about, so not super surprising there. It just occurred to me, we did like a Clockwork 5-position, I think it was day 1 of the group stage. I don't remember who was playing it.
That was LG.
LGD, yeah. So we did like that. Why was able to get like a lot of vision, and I feel like, again, this is just a big thing right now. Supports that get vision is a massive advantage.
Yeah, definitely.
So there are definitely some upsides to it. Says Here we go. Quincy Crew versus Fnatic. Quincy Crew bottom of the groups right now, but they've already had the toughest teams to play against. Fnatic, they played against some of the tougher teams as well. In fact, they won one against Vici Gaming, which is part of the reason that they have that slight lead over Quincy Crew, and I believe tied up with SG Esports. So both of these teams really need a win here. Fnatic to be able to secure themselves out of elimination. Quincy Crew to be able to get out of that bottom slot. And a 1-1 would kind of keep everybody on edge. Ward for Ward, and is going to be spotted by Fnatic.
I will say though, they go for the Doom mid, so a bit of a wrinkle. This somewhat guarantees a real farm Doom because obviously Void Spirit, you're not going to crush this lane by any stretch of the imagination. And they keep the Kunkka top, which does make a little sense. It's a higher armor hero, and it's also just significantly stronger, I think, in that lane. So want to do what they can to deal with Raven.
Lose together, win together, slay together.
Quincy Crew got to make a decision of what runes are going to contest here. All right, there we go. Move to left-hand side. LOA is still going to try and contest the one in the triangle here, but if he's not careful, Fnatic will catch him in the process. And he makes 3, gets out. Everyone gets their bounty rune. Nobody does any stealing. And off they go, running back to the lanes now.
This will be a very curious bottom lane, I think. Clockwork against Tideweaver with a Luna. Not, you know, when I think about the way like Tundra played this Luna lane, which I think, and I think even though they're not here at TI, they did it the best. It was with an Abaddon, you know, a Pangolier, this really strong, durable hero that could, you know, gain survivability through the spell usage. Fox doesn't really have that, and I just don't think they're as effective of a trader.
What do you think about this, by the way? The off-lane Leslau Kunkka, which he's played a couple times, and then they put the Doom mid. I feel like this is actually really good.
Yeah, I dig it, because this also means that Kunkka, you're just going armlet, and you're also a stronger laner. Mid lane, Doom just trades.
Yeah.
Like, this is kind of the dream in a way, because Void Spirit, yeah, he'll probably win the lane slightly, but Doom is going to get way more out of it.
And Wraith King is also a low armor hero,
Yes.
right? So if you combine the potential minus armor, we'll see if MSS goes for a little shredder route that we've been seeing lately. And Kunkka is constantly hitting with Tidebringer hits. They can actually pressure Raven quite a bit.
Yeah, they already have. Like, I really like this. Because Doom is just a terrible laner. It's one of the reasons I like Wraith King against it, because you just aren't threatened ever in this early laning phase. You can go as greedy as you want. The lane I'm really worried about for Quincy Crew is its bottom lane. Both carries, I think, are going to have some problems.
Yeah, it certainly seems like it. Both of them have already been under assault of a number of enemy hits. Hotkey problem for Quinn.
Win together,
That happens
slay
to me too.
together,
For some
slay
reason, Doom
together,
always
slay together.
unbinds keys.
I wonder if it's something to do with the Devour and how it gives you extra abilities. But then again, I guess in theory that would be the same. That would happen to Rubik all the time. Quinn will just take the goblet in hand. Speed aura for him, which is probably just once anything at this point.
Yeah, not the ideal one. If you get the ghost, you're very happy. Gen creep also quite nice.
Cogs on to 2 here, but LOA, they're just going to turn around and quickly kill him, or not, actually. Slight mini stun of Lucent Beam keeps him alive. LOA, by the way, also known as SVG, had a recent name change, and it is entirely a secret. We don't know the story to it, but it is a personal secret that, from what it sounds like, is something that, like, motivates him. It's something, you know, just one of those promises or something that you make to yourself, something like that.
Or just law of averages. You know, if I play enough TIs, eventually I'll win.
Okay, yeah, that's one of them.
His
How many TIs has he been at? Because he was at one of them with EG.
Yep. Coached EG at
Coached
one,
EG, yeah.
and played it too.
Okay.
He also, his original name was Savage, which is what SVG stood for. Was a teammate of Zizzy Dodo before we picked him up pre-TI 5. Then he took a break, came back. He also was the winner of the inaugural BTS Summit Cornhole Tournament playing for Team Deep Space. And do you know who his partner was, Cap?
I'm gonna guess it was you,
It
Kyle.
was indeed, Cap.
Wow.
Great guess.
Who carried that team?
We both had our moments, but definitely a team victory.
Okay.
Funny enough, do you know who came in second place at that tournament?
Who came second?
The Hassan brothers, Yawar and Sumail. Yawar, of course, playing in the safe lane with none other than LOA. So we'll see how their teamwork stacks up against the competition. Already out to a much better start in this lane than I figured based on how much harass damage LOA was taken as Yawar 25 and 4. Not bad.
Yeah, doing pretty good. A little bit low on regen, just has stick charges rather to work with, and no regen on the clockwork either. So it's about to get bad for UR. In fact, so bad, in fact, that he might just die and give up the first blood, but there goes those stick charges. He's okay. Death, got to be separated here. Nicely placed cogs there from LOA. Level 2 battery assault, as you were saying, does really good work against Tidehunter. But it's just enough to keep UR in the lane. They really need that regen, and it's coming out now.
Yeah, the big change, from Fnatic is historically DJ was, he's been the rock for the squad for a while. He was always the 4 position. Jabs took over as 5, was captain for a while. Then he wasn't the captain any longer with DJ. But even playing 4, Jabs is the captain of this team. He took over for the qualifiers, helped secure their 3-2 win over TNC.
And he is going to be able to get the kill on LOA here, who is going to try and go for the denied neutrals, but Death secures it with the anchor smash. First blood for him.
Ancient stacking going on. Quinn is doing a great
Oh,
job
he
at-
popped the glyph, but he accidentally drew tower aggro. That is not what you wanted to see. If he could have just kept around on top of Chuan, might have been able to get the kill. Chuen, rather. Sorry, that's just a habit, guys. It's going to pop out every once in a while. We do know it's Chuen, but it's, we're old folks here.
Dire's top
He
tower
got
is
level
under
6 before Doom. How does that... He actually had so many denies that he beat out Devour.
Yeah.
And in fact, is going to try and pressure Quinn here.
Who's almost 6 himself. Ooh, he was so close. Yeah, and Quinn, he's always been one of the best players at using that glyph aggressively in mid. If you remember when it was used at the start of the game, he was the first person to start doing it on the initial wave to push in and get double waves to heroes like TA or Pop.
He turns around, quickly dooms up the Void Spirit, who's jumped in, committed, and will manage to get the kill right as Quinn dies. So he gets to be part of the experience, but a big ultimate being used, and they're going to have to give up MSS as well. No, maybe not. Stick charges again, just enough to keep people alive.
I'm really surprised he didn't try to TP out there.
Who, Quinn?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, not Quinn. Sorry, the Snapfire. Now he's just incredibly low.
He wants to stay around, at least for his experience range, Maybe get a bottle charge, yeah.
2. Look at that.
Wow, that's a generous core. Giving those 2 free charges. They're going to jump onto the Sapphire, quickly killing him. 2 charges are not enough, it seems.
Got the ward, though. Hit it with the ward slide.
Bottom lane, got to get UR out. He will. They'll TP away, but they'll easily be able to run down the clockwork. Good rotation from Jabs.
But if you check up top, it's the same deal for poor Raven, who just does not want to play Dota anymore against Hunko, who's actually closing in on an armor. I believe it's actually flying out on Courier. No. He's finishing phase boots first, just the helm for the
Dire's
sustain.
top tower is under attack.
I can dig it.
Let's see here. So, a lot of ancient stacking done so far. Oh no, just the 2 stacks. Okay, I thought that MSS had some more time to do that.
Anything on Fnatic's side? No.
Yeah. Well, there's a casual hood on the Tidehunter, so there's just no way that Yawar sits bottom any longer. That's just an untenable lane at this point.
Yeah. So both safe lanes being kind of abandoned. There are maybe some support interactions here. Winter Wyvern always likes to be able to play back here. And that, I remember this. Last time Clockwork Winter Wyvern really big in play, Clockwork's Rocket is really good at being able to make sure Winter Wyvern can't play that space. And you could see DJ knows that, so he doesn't play exactly behind the tower, just in the area to the left.
Yep. Always fun to watch these players do those little adaptations as more knowledge comes into the meta. Doom soon active for Quinn, so he's trying to play a little aggro here. Maybe find Raven before he skills the ultimate. As I love this from Japs. Maybe one of the reasons.
Yes!
There you go. Why is Weaver a first pick and always played as a 4? Well, maybe that's why, because these carries want to rotate out of lane, and Weaver just follows them. Very annoying.
DJ is not giving this up so easily, still hanging around. The tower does fall. Bottom lane, something similar, but ALOA does not have the same kind of mobility that a Winter Wyvern does. He will die for this. Quincy Crew is a tower ahead, though. This bottom tower is pretty healthy. That is time. Quincy Crew could do something. They could try and pressure mid. They could try and defend bottom. I doubt they want to because Tide Hunter Ravage is up, but maybe they just want to spend time farming.
Yeah. I think both teams, you know, probably focusing more on limiting mistakes this game. This series, really, you know, both up against the ropes in a sense. Never good to look at the standings and see yourself tied for the bottom.
Yeah, you don't have that same kind of leeway as the other teams to be able to play that carefree Dota. You're going to be thinking constantly about, oh God, I don't want to be going out 17th, 18th, not even have a chance of being able to get into the good money, where all you have to do is win one best of one.
I mean, it's a huge, I mean, just what, I think 16, 600?
Got to be able to lock down 2 here inside of the cogs is Quinn, getting the Doom onto Death. Now, he should be able to run him down. I don't think there's anything stopping this. Death will eventually burn out, and they still manage to get the kill onto the Weaver. He died to the bugs. There goes Death. He also falls. Nice catch by LOA, captain of Quincy Crew.
It's unfortunate their Death, Hood of Defiance is not dispellable, and he did not get it off before the Doom came out, otherwise he lives. Yes, the Doom is pure damage, but the fire that did most of the work is not. Quite unfortunate for Death, as now Quincy Crew suddenly in possession of all 3 top spots in the net worth, and their cores are very annoying to deal with. You know, Yawar's going to be safely farming jungle. Doom is just manufacturing gold thanks to the Midas and Max Devour. And Les Lau, like, he's got 2k health with Armlet active.
Yeah.
Gonna
Quincy
win.
Crew maybe winning the lanes, something that they talked about in interviews, is something that they've had to get really good at. They've had to overly focus on being good at lanes just because Evil Geniuses is in their region.
Yep. Underestimated by many teams here as well. Again, their record may be poor, but they've played against some of the best teams in this group stage.
Meanwhile, Fnatic, I highly doubt that any teams were looking at them and not expecting much. I mean, Fnatic is the second best Southeast Asian team, region that is just full of talent. And only got 1 team in, so you're expecting that second team that makes it through that brutal qualifier that had to go through was really going to show up. And we did see some really good stuff out of Fnatic, specifically in the fact that they won 1 Vici Gaming. They looked really nice there. Stun going out onto Les Lau. He's just trying to slow down this push in the mid lane, but it's going to be given up. Quincy Crew giving away free real estate to Fnatic, and they're immediately going to go for a smoke play. Moving up and catching potentially Yawar. This would be a really nice move. Fnatic can get it. They see where the courier's going to as well. Yawar, he's run out of time. He's not going to be able to dodge this one. In comes the nukes. They've got the haste rune on Chuen to be able to keep up. So all Yawar can really do is turn and fight. The Eclipse is going to go down.
Here comes his team.
Only does so much damage. The team is coming in, but I don't think they're going to be here fast enough. They only need a little bit more. Simulate, he's outrunning it. The Weaver's going to be able to run him down ever so barely. Jumping back, the Void Spirit Chuen. Oh, the Doom comes out, and that's going to be able to purge out the haste rune away from him. Jabs. Oh. He actually got it, Jabs. Oh, that was dirty, dirty, dirty. Well played. Gets the deny on Chuen, taking it away from Quinn, who's certainly looking forward to being able to get the kill on the enemy mid laner. No such luck.
That was so close. So MSS, I think if he had recognized, Jabs got the final finish on Yawar as the pig pole faded. Otherwise, he gets the wand off and likely lives. But he had a shot there to get a Q off before the auto attack. He could have scatter blasted Jabs in the face.
Jabs. All right. may be just a little bit too full of confidence after that sick deny play, and it's maybe going to get DJ killed as well. The cookie doesn't quite land, but Quinn sees him. Torrent spots him as well, and they get a secondary kill on top of that. 5-7 now to the favor of Quincy Crew, who are up 2,000 net worth.
But we haven't seen the big team fight ability, right? The Ravage, I think, has still never been used. And the thing for Fnatic that's a little concerning is they're playing against 3 cores that are scaling
you gotta
very
be
fast.
careful. You said Kunkka's really nice against Tidehunter for this reason. You've got to disable that Tidehunter cannot deal with, and trying to cut creep waves behind tier 2s against the Kunkka, Kyle, I feel like that is a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, I mean, if there's anything that I think that the C region has been criticized for when coming up against these international teams, we just saw in our last series with 23 Savage, they can be a little over-aggressive, somewhat ambitious with their positioning. And in that case, yeah, if you're farming in front of tower, maybe that's okay. Your Wraith can come help you out. But to your point, you're behind the tier 2. Behind the tier 2, there's no hope for survival.
Yeah.
And you can't afford to give away these kills. We haven't seen a Ravage yet, and Quinn's going to have a BKB. He's a recipe away.
Yeah, he was supposed to be, I think part of the reason he was farming so aggressively is he was closing in on that Blink Dagger, really wanted to finish it up in this next minute or two, and then he can go play with his team. They can try and take a big team fight. But now that's been stalled out, and as you said, maybe stalled out to a point that Quinn can get his BKB before that initiating item is up. Twent does have an Aghanim Scepter coming in, so they are going to reach a pretty nice timing at about 2-3 minutes.
Yep, they're going to go Deso on the Wraith King as well. So yeah, they're playing for this mid game. And you know that they understand the state of the game. They got to be strong in the mid game and not just play this really slow game against Doom Luna. So Blink on the Tide, you'll have an Aghanims on the Void Spirit, and suddenly you have this massive burst potential, and Wraith King going for maximum DPS. It's not bad. I dig it. And Jabs, you got Vessel.
Do you think this this draft that we're seeing here from Quincy Crew, do you think any of this is kind of picked up from the other Southeast Asian team, T1?
Yeah.
Right? Like the prominence of the Doom and just how they're itemizing and just playing pretty, like, the way they're playing right now kind of reminds me of T1, where they know they've got this really sick timing where they feel good about their late game because they've got Doom, who naturally scales up, and they're going to feel good about offlane Kunkka as well, and they're going straight for BKBs to ensure early team fight.
Yeah, I think it's the dream. Like, you look at Fnatic, their whole lineup is countered by BKB. Sure, Wraith King's going to hit hard, but you're going to have plenty of damage on the side of Quincy as well. And they also have the benefit of the Ghost Ship buff, right? 40% damage delayed.
Yeah.
Very nice against big team fight abilities. And BKB, it's ready, as is Doom.
Fnatic really got to make something happen right now. The Doom BKB is ready to go. They can still out-execute, like even just getting a good Blink Ravage and catching Quinn off guards would be nice, but LOA in a good position to be able to break a smoke. Doesn't know it just yet. Jabs, he's going to be revealed. The boat actually going out early. They did know this was happening. They got the vision out. They're going to be able to get a really nice Winner's Curse from DJ to be able to bail out Jabs, potentially get him out with a Ravage on top. BKB is ready to go for Quinn. They're going to be able to fight this out still. Yuar comes in. They're throwing out the magic damage onto Death. The Hood of Defiance is keeping him alive pretty long time, but eventually he will fall. But now Raven is here, able to push out the damage. The BKB timing of the Doom. He went that full 9 seconds just to be able to kill a Tidehunter, Kyle. That's all they got out of that. And then the other BKB of Yuar doesn't do a damn thing.
Yeah, that was a really nice fight there. Excellent curse from DJ. Just delays the inevitable. Sure, you lose your Tide, but that just gives the Void Spirit more and more time. Suddenly he's got Step Up again. He had 2 pulses. He had enough time to chill and get another leap forward pulse into Simulate combo. We're going to watch this one more time. The boat utilized, it's just to save the slot, and they just ignore him. They know that that's not really the target. Instead, boom, the curse catches all 3. Jabs then survives. Boom, Ravage on top. And all of a sudden, you're feeling yourself. Bottom lane, holy crap, that's a lot of damage to tier 2.
Yeah, Chuan just got caught in the mid lane through a combination of just a bunch of little stuns that he was not expecting. Quincy Crew just sandwiched him with 4 heroes all of a sudden. And Quincy Crew, they're playing fast. They're like, okay, that first BKB charges didn't go so well, but now we got to pick off the Void Spirit. Let's go take something here.
There's no Ravage, and they have 3 BKBs. It is go time.
Yeah. They don't find a team fight just yet, but they're going to start taking away an objective. Let's see how Fnatic respond here. Not just going to let this go for free, even without the Ravage. They're going to try and go on LOA here. Golden Brace saves a lot of time. The magic damage is going to be raining in. Really good Winter's Curse. Again, Quinn is in trouble. He's going to be so low after this, and he just gets one shot by Raven after the Winter's Curse. BKB from UR, they turn around and kill Jabs. Nicely played by LOA, but Leslau, he now has his BKB. They're going to turn around and finish off Raven. That's life number 1, but UR, he's going to try and get away to the avenue. Disables. Oh, the Torrent almost saved him, but just in time, Jabs, because of his buyback, added just a little bit of damage to kill UR. Otherwise, he would have gotten away.
Gold for my
DJ Dota. All you got to know about these team fights, again, Quinn, not the ideal BKB usage. He got it off right at the end there, but as you said, just killed by the Wraith King. Now they'll almost certainly lose the tier 2 in the bottom lane, which also means outpost. But yeah, Quincy Crew, they got to utilize the clock. What did he do in that game we saw PSG LGD play it? He found the Wyvern. He killed the Wyvern. It's the opposite this time. DJ starts the fight by opening on him, and then gets the Dream Curse. This is why it's a little dangerous playing Luna.
This is kind of crazy because I think we were setting up, like, strategically, they were supposed to hit this really big, nice timing on the side of Quincy Crew. And that's got to feel so bad when you go triple BKB and you lose your first 2 team fights.
And they're just not executing, Cap.
No.
Who cares about where this positioning is? I don't care if you're diving a tier 2 tower. You're killing a Tide with no Ravage, who is asking you to do this because he's just got maxed out Kraken, Shell, and a Hooded Defiance. And he's getting killed by the Wyvern. So this is the dream for death. He accepts his death and wins the team fight. You've got to kill the Wyvern. You've got to find the Void Spirit. You got to get the Doom off on one of those 2 big cores.
quite as slow now.
Refresher straight up for death. So again, you get the right Winner's Curse for DJ. He's going to follow that up with a Ravage to make sure they're chain stun, and he could potentially double it later on. Fnatic, they're still down 2,000 net worth, but a big part of that, just the Doom effect, right? Mid-Doom is always going to be head. It's like Alchemist Light. So Fnatic, in reality, probably feeling pretty good about this game. 66% to their favor. Chuen doesn't actually get the Dissimilate. Oh, he was on cooldown. Fortunately, he did have some steps. And there was no hook shot or anything. In fact, speaking of hook shot, he's going to turn around. Raven's going to jump inside of that hook shot. Quinn this time around is going to be trying to find that Winter Wyvern. Does manage to get into the Cold Embrace. Both the Wraith King and the Tidehunter die inside of the cogs. LOA eventually does get burnt out, but they do get him. Quinn, meanwhile, killed the Winter Wyvern. Mass buybacks coming in from Fnatic, and they're going to be able to focus down this Doom, who no longer has his BKB. The rest of Quincy Crew call it quits with so many buybacks being used, but at the same time, Chuen, he's not calling it quits on this chase. He managed to catch up to Leslau, pull him back in with the Aether Remnant, and yes, there is the final stun that's needed to ensure they surround him. Raven getting the double kill, and with the damage they have from Desolator, they could probably do Roshan.
Yep, that is a really nice usage of buyback there. And once again, I really question Quincy Crew. They play that fight about as well as you could expect, but they're dooming the Tide. Yes, he solo kills the Wyvern, but they're going to lose that fight just thanks to the buybacks. And I think it's a really heads-up play by this Fnatic lineup. Like, as long as these big spells, specifically the BKBs, really are utilized, you're going to win the fight every time. Wraith King has the built-in Aegis, and he's not threatened. Yeah, he went down there, but he just comes right back up. You're not going to kill him twice.
Jab's doing a good job of making sure LOA isn't doing any sneaky hookshot Aegis steals. So Fnatic securing that. They already had 66% win rate. Yeah, I was going to say, with an Aegis in their hands, it's going to be just climbing further and further in their favor. Does this, do you feel like Fnatic have better late game? I thought Doom, like, for me, I always feel like, oh, Doom, it's like so good that he could just keep on scaling, but
it's tough. I mean, you're going up against a Wraith King, so that changes the dynamic a bit. I really feel like the team fight of Fnatic is just too strong. Clock to me is a terrible hero in general in a game like this where all these heroes are just outputting incredible damage. And your real contribution is just vision. Like a good rocket. That's your hero, is a ward. Whereas you look at Fnatic, Void Spirit, the best level 25 talent in the game. 2 seconds simulate stun. It also pierces BKB, if I'm not mistaken, even though it doesn't say that.
Whoa, I don't think that's true. Are you sure?
Somebody told me it did. They might have lied to me. We'll probably find out. This game's going to drag on for some time.
You think so? I think Fnatic's just going to end it here. Very, very soon, though, if Raven jumps a little bit too far forward. Maybe it was... he's going to be chill. He's okay. Quinn's not okay. They're going to blow Ravage for him to make sure that he's not going anywhere. Fnatic, they just seem to have all the answers for Quincy Crew right now, and once they have an AC, I feel like Raven's just going to demolish all the buildings.
Yep. Like they understand their win condition, and the Wyvern, I think the X factor. Like I just can't believe we're picking Luna into Wyvern in 2021, but you're just having some serious issues because even if you get that Dream Initiation, if all 3 BKBs aren't popped, one good burst stops them in their tracks. And yeah, I love the build from Raven with the Blink Dagger on top, just maximizing his damage output.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Solar Crest on Snapfire, they're going to do what they can to help you deal damage, but
together,
like Wraith King really isn't even a great matchup for you either. This is just a tough Luna game. Weaver jabs is finishing a Linken's. That's incredibly quick. I expect, you always get 2. One on support, one on a core, and it will be Jwen who picks up his own Linken's. So there goes the Doom factor. What, are you going to Doom Wraith King? Nope.
Yep.
Lose together, win together, slay together, slay together, slay together.
Does need a helping hand from MSS to make sure he's good.
I feel like you might need to change creeps. Ice Ogre seems very effective in a game like this.
Oh yeah, that's a great
Wolf
idea.
even, just a Wolf represents Vendor for your Luna.
Radiant's top tower is
Look at these wards, just 3 great wards as Fnatic just play enemy triangle.
Yeah, they're going to do the march down, take tier 1, take tier 2, the typical double tower push in the off lane that we see all the time. Quinn is really far out here, and I don't see a reason why he's just forced to use his BKB, because I don't think they're defending this. I just don't see a way they can do that.
This is a big issue. I just think about the 5 positions, and you see TJ with nearly a full 4 level advantage on the enemy Clockwork. And I just think about how much more game impact he's had and will have as this game continues.
Yeah.
That to me, and it's not LOA's fault, he's played a great game, but it's just the way these kits.
Yeah, Cold Embrace by itself is almost better than your entire hero's Clockwork as the game goes later on, and then that's not even discussing how good Winter's Curse is. Fnatic are going to push for this high ground. They've got the AC, they got the double minus armor, and they're going to go for the kill on a Leslau. They actually blow everything they have to be able to catch this Kunkka, and he may still survive. In fact, now he's going to be able to get the boat out as well. This Wraith King very far forward. If they can prevent him from being able to get back. First death underneath the tier 3. LOA doesn't have another round up. Cogs is going to be silenced and probably killed here. The Cookie doesn't make it there in time, but if they can get the kill on a Chwen, 25 seconds pulled back into the torrent, not timed well enough. Chwen is able to get an astral step away. 20 sequence, he'll be able to regen up to full off the Aegis.
I don't even know if that's like how calculated it is by Fnatic. They're just like, hey, let's go. And they put Quincy in a position where suddenly they got to respond, and they make a bunch of mistakes. You know, the boat whiffs. I think if they hard committed there, they would have just 100-0 the Kunkka, because Quincy simply weren't ready. Nice job by LOA to save his core Kunkka. But still, I mean, they have a ward in base that Quincy have just ignored. Like you just can't have that happen.
Yeah.
Like this is kind of Dota 101. You de-ward the corners in between your towers to ensure the enemy team with an Aegis doesn't have that ability to jump you within your base. As Fnatic now cross back over the Rubicon.
Oh, Quinn.
He needs a Linken's break now, though, Cap.
Yep. He does indeed. He can blink Stomp, and then somebody else The Lucent Beam, perhaps, from the Luna can come in, but it does require... He's no longer able to do it by himself. Unless he changes his creep. Still gunning for this. The hookshot's going to miss. Goes for the Centaur Stomp. That's a bit late as Chuen already managed to Astral Step away. Goes to the side. No hookshot available, so he is free and clear.
It's a lot invested. The game, gold-wise, even, but as you said, Alchemist Light and the Doom will always have net worth, but how will he utilize is the question. Shivas is necessary just for the visions. They can find this damn Wyvern. They are closing in on an AC of their own. So I think if you're Quincy, delay, delay, delay. Get your completed Satanic. Okay, there it is. Get your Shivas, get your AC, then maybe look to make something happen. But yeah, we need a Linken's Break or a better Aura Creep for Quinn, I think, before you go to the next engagement. And a tied Linken's as well. They now have 3.
And they're going to have Aghanim Scepter eventually on the Weaver. Like, if they get to that point where Jabs has an Aghanim Scepter with a Linken's and is just able to play the side, wait for Quincy Crew to initiate, I don't see how Quincy Crew wins those engagements. I think you're right. I think Fnatic, because of all their team fight, have a pretty significant advantage as this game continues to go late.
And it just makes Quinn's net worth seem just worthless in a sense, because what is the Doom really going to do for you? You can't get it off on anybody.
LOA, hook shot, and a point blank as Raven jumped him, in fact. The boat, again, going to be a little off the mark. The double Linken's blocking the Doom. They thought they were going to be able to eat through it. Death is going to die. The Winter's Curse goes out, holding the Kunkka in, but Yuard already popped his BKB, so it doesn't do that much. It just allows a Raven to be able to get away. Jabs, they're going to be able to hit the Centaur Stomp. Do they have any follow-up? They don't need it, actually. Just enough damage and disable to get that kill as well. Even though the Doom got blocked, Quincy Crew do win this one.
I mean, I can hear Jack watching this on his phone just talking about Mojo being balling, because that was legit just him. Snapfire Ultimate does some damn good damage. Quinn used Doom, but mostly ineffective, and you can see the talent of the Luna coming in clutch there. He went all in for the Lucent Beam, so suddenly these deal some significant damage, 400 per, and that just straight up Shrek'd through that Tidehunter. The Hood, not enough survivability. The downside of the Linken's Blink is, of course, yeah, you'll absorb the Doom, but he's just not tanky or durable like you would expect.
Right. This is, I feel like Yawar is building for like the 7 slots.
Yeah.
You know, I like, this isn't the dataless shard build that we've seen before. This is a different kind of build, much more sustained focus. But he is eventually still going to go that, right? He's going to go Butterfly, then back for the dataless, then maybe Scotty into shard or something like that.
Butterfly just really nice because you see the Wraith King going for his BKB. So you can have that little bit of an edge before the MKB is complete. There is the BKB coming out. And I actually, you know, I look at the net worth and I'm starting to wonder if Fnatic maybe over-invested in Linken's now that I take a second look at it. Because, like, I always like 2. 3 might be excessive. That's a lot of gold spent to deal with Doom, but consider the net worth charts. You know, Leslau, he's got an AC BKB. Yawar is farmed. You're missing out on some critical auras and offensive tools now, right?
Yeah. Which one would you say needed to change there?
Tidehunters.
Tide? Okay.
Either Tide or Void Spirit.
But he was going to go for a Refresher, and the Refresher isn't useful if he's getting doomed every fight anyway.
True.
So is there a different item besides Refresher instead of Linken's?
Maybe just a Halberd even. Like just a Vlad's perhaps? No clue.
What about
about
no Linken's on Jabs, and he goes for a faster Aghanim Scepter?
That could be really nice too. I actually might look at Chuen just because I think he scales a lot better with like the Octarine he has queued up, or maybe Sanj Kaya. I just love Void Spirit with Sanj Kaya, especially because you're getting Spell Amp now on both Astrals, on both Pulses, and then late game very effective with the Simulate, of course. Also, he went for the Spell Amp talent, so makes that Sanj Kaya even better if he would have gone that route. But Mojo with the Shard also, that's something to look for. That point-blank stun, very effective. And there's the Shivas. Now they need to control vision. You gotta find DJ, that's the key. A Rocket or a Quinn. Butterfly complete. On to Yawar. Roche is up the shard.
They
as
see
well.
the heroes coming, but ooh, BKB just in time before the blast can land. Leslau walks away. BKB down.
Do it with flair. A golden thread.
Mojo spotted. Ward in the river. Again, one of those, like, just those off wards, not the normal wards. You place it somewhere weirder to make sure it doesn't get dewarded, but still gives you the vision that you wanted. It does get read by Quincy Crew, though.
Smoke picked up. They're thinking about making a move. Who's got buyback? Okay, Void Spirit does. Tidehunter does not. Wraith King will have his available. And only Leslau, now Quinn, on this Radiant side.
Does manage to get the Centaur Stomp, but again, with the Centaur Stomp, no Lincoln's break. Quinn may have to pop his BKB. He's being slowed down so much, but he waited too long. Again, a second time where he pops BKB and the physical damage overwhelms
What is
him.
that, Cap? What are we doing here?
I don't know.
You can't doom him if you
don't
can't
know.
break Lincolns. And then we don't BKB, we just kind of walk away. Fnatic, you know, credit to them, a couple of mistakes, but they are making plays. They are playing to win this game, and Quincy Crew are going to have to shape up if they want a shot, because Fnatic are going for the throat here. Into the pit, no BKB doom.
At this point, Quincy Crew, they need a very successful smoke, otherwise they may have just bought back for absolutely nothing and may still give up the Roshan if they don't continue playing around this area. Sure, they do have the Rocket that's constantly scouting, but the Wraith King does it pretty fast. Leading things off, Raven breaking the smoke here. They're going to spot the Luna and try and poke at him, see if they can force out the BKB. Nothing just yet.
Roche is very low.
Boom, there it goes.
Nice positioning from Fnatic, playing back to their vision. They have 2 wards in the area. That's where they want to take this fight. They're pinging out the one that they know that, yep, there it is. Beautiful from Japs. Control the vision in the pit.
Small hit onto Raven. If they could somehow take away that reincarnation for free, it'd be very nice, but the Cold Embrace is going to heal him up quite a lot. MSS sees that the mid lane has a double siege wagon pushing in, so while this stall is happening, he can just kind of pop the mid creep wave, and they can start getting some mid tier 2 damage for free.
Dire's middle tower is under
Fnatic are going to start jumping forward here. Clockwork does get popped. Ghost Scepter doesn't save him, only
buyback.
increases the magic damage. No buyback there. Quincy Crew now left in a 4 versus 5. Fnatic patiently holding. They also see there's a big push coming out in the bottom lane, so they too can just sit here.
structures are fortified.
Raven's going to push out top.
Radiant
Leslau,
structures
okay,
are
they do have
fortified.
X marks the spot, so he can deal with bottom lane and come back. Mid tier 2 does end up falling. Top tier 2, same deal. These teams
Radiant's top tower
seem
is under
to
attack.
mirror each other very nicely in their ideas. Raven now inside of the pit, seeing if they can quickly get this Roshan. They know they have to jump here. Quinn, he's going to pop his BKB a little bit early here, as the Roshan is not ready to fall just yet. The kisses start coming in. The Ravage are going to go down. They're going to make sure the Doom dies, and he has no buyback. Age is picked up by Chuen. They are going to be able to get a nice double stun here. You are all in committed. He's going to try and finish off some heroes here. Chuen, though, the cookie, a little awkward, and the curse just in time. GJ waited it out pretty nicely. Honestly, Kyle, this feels like Quincy Crew has some major jitters. I don't know what these initiations are, but Fnatic, I mean, they're just taking what Quincy Crew's offering and being like, okay, we're responding
Yeah.
standard team fight
Yeah,
stuff.
they're playing Dota, and it feels like Quincy's just
Stay together.
panic. Jav's even spamming the voice lines. Like, I feel the vibes from this squad. Just
Yep,
the
yep.
execution, brutal by Chuen to start that fight. So it's 5-on-4, and then they kind of just giggle. I keep seeing Lincoln's popped, but I don't see Doom getting used.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
So
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
yeah, not much to say really. Just outclassed by Fnatic.
Certainly. Fnatic, easily 2 lanes of barracks. That's going to be Megas and possibly tier 4s. If they just want to keep it going, they probably can just end the game. Catching LOAs. He tries to sneak back to the fountain. No rest for you, sir. He does have a buyback. Quincy Crew may just be having a long talk at this point in time about what happened, what went wrong in this game, because it really was, a lot of it was just execution, Kyle. A lot, again, triple BKBs, you lose 2 team fights with them.
Yeah.
That's just not what happens normally.
It feels like, in a way, Quincy Crew are... It feels like they have the same problems as EG. They hit a timing, but they just don't do a goddamn thing with it, Cap. Like, you just go. You just hit stuff. You went and TJ.
What happened?
He cursed
Oh.
clockwork, then blinked away.
I didn't even realize he did it because he was so far away.
A wyvern's
Like-
breath.
You need to set up, you need to make the move. And it just didn't feel like that occurred in this game. Whereas Fnatic, you know, Raven doesn't have a death. Man has played near flawlessly.
Yeah.
And they are just brawling. Taking it to him.
My path leads to riches.
Filipino carry seeking his own sort of redemption after an extended period with TNC and with Cuckoo specifically. Watching his former captain achieve a bit more success in the leading Southeast Asian squad in T1, Raven trying to prove that he is still the best carry in Southeast Asia, no matter what any of the naysayers may say.
You have an easy comparison. You just watched 23 Savage play. And I gotta say, Raven leading
A
in
wyvern's
terms of
breath.
how they perform here on day 2. But of course, game not over. Only a 10k gold lead and they have megas. That just goes to show how farmed this Doom is and how relatively ineffective it feels.
You ever think these carry players, these star players of sorts, you ever feel like they feel like child actors or something? Oh, fast initiation, a quick kill. UR's dead 90 seconds. Fnatic taking 0 chances with this game. Even with Megas, they make a nice smoke execution, bringing down the enemy carry and ensuring that they can now end the game in peace. Catching Quinn as well. No BKB there, and they are going to take some damage here. But nobody's really going to die. Nice curse. Snapfire right in the middle between the two. And that'll set everything up from Fnatic. Get a kill or 2 before ending the game. 14-27, Fnatic crushed it the last 20 minutes. Quincy Crew, the exact opposite. I hesitate to say floundered, but it felt like they floundered a bit.
Indeed. Just frustrating. Didn't feel like they had a sense of like what did we have to do to win the game.
Yeah.
Credit to Fnatic for just an incredibly clean performance. Like this squad definitely felt like in sync, especially as they closed it out.
Yep.
And now this next match is pretty much must win for Quincy. They dropped to 1-6. You know, huge win for Fnatic, feeling, you know, can breathe easier a little bit.
Yep.
But yeah, definitely even series. Like I think that this was what we expected. Long games, very technical, but credit to Fnatic for just basically making the plays. Like they did stuff. They used buttons, pressed spells, or
Use spells, press buttons.
that's it, Cap.
They got it right. Quincy Crew, they definitely got it wrong. In that game 1, but it's a 2-game series. Who knows? Maybe they can change things up and just, honestly, I would just want to erase a bit of that game from my memory. But we're going to take a break. We'll have Fnatic versus Quincy Crew game 2 right after this. Final game of the 9, Quincy Crew versus Fnatic. Fnatic just kind of slaughtered and handled Quincy Crew, especially the last 20 minutes of that game.
Indeed.
And we'll see if it happens again going into Game 2. Anything you want to change draft-wise?
They already have. We'll hop into it in a moment. But they banned Weaver. Don't give away Weaver. That hero seems to win every game that we witness it in. It's played as 4. Jeb's definitely owned. And, yeah, other than that, I don't know. Play with more pizzazz, more, what's the word? Gumption? No. Actually, yeah, if they were a little more like Forrest Gump, I think they could. They needed to be go-getters. They need to get stuff done, take chances.
I do think that coordination was something that was totally missing. How many times did Quinn jump in? The rest of the team was like, "You're going in?"
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I don't know. I don't know what it was, but I just felt like Quincy Crew. I felt like they weren't actually talking to each other.
Yeah, I did feel like that sometimes. And, you know, credit to Fnatic, though. Like, we are putting a lot of emphasis on Quincy Crew's
10
mistakes.
seconds
But
remaining.
if you think about that fight middle, where there was the missed comms and the
5
3
seconds
BKBs, but they still
remaining.
lose the fight, like, that was well done by
Oh,
DJ
yeah.
and company, right? They had vision.
DJ really killed it.
Yeah, I didn't think we saw a bad curse. Like,
Yeah.
he just kind of owned. The one fight where he got caught, he had a buyback immediately, and they got Aegis off it. So count that as a dub. And a credit to them. Just wanted to check in. We are one of the later streams. I believe one is already done. And that was because Beast Coast made short work of SG,
Quincy
which
Crew's
doesn't
turn
help
Fnatic.
Quincy Crew because they lost 2-0 to SG, and everybody else seems to be taking them down.
Venomancer.
Secret took the first off Elephant. Vici took a game off Spirit. So you're in a tough spot here as Quincy is. You're now in sole possession of last place.
They need
10
this
seconds
win. Then they
remaining.
can put themselves tied with SG and Team Spirit in
Yeah.
the wins
5
department. Then
seconds
they would go up to
remaining.
2. Fnatic already has 3, so they're feeling a little bit better. They're actually tied up with Elephant right now, who just lost a barn burner of a game against Team Secret, apparently.
That's the series that I was looking forward to all day. I was hoping our line finished up early so we could
Why?
check it out. Huh?
Why? Because like Elephant hasn't
Fnatic's
looked that
turn
hot.
to ban.
They looked okay, but like they're not one of the best teams, and neither is Secret.
I mean, they lost to
Quincy Crew's
to
turn
Vici.
to ban.
I didn't see their matches against Team Spirit, but that is actually wild to me that Elephant got 2-0'd by Spirit. That's nuts.
Yep.
They were the dark horses of my TI bracket, though, so we shall see.
10 seconds
A lot
remaining.
of really cool matches. I'm just, EGOG starts us off tomorrow.
5
I will
seconds
100%
remaining.
be watching that one. And I'm already, I would tune back into this draft, but there really isn't much to say. If you want to get my analysis on the opening from Fnatic, I believe it's post number 3 or 4 on Reddit, which is, hey, it's 25 minutes. It's time for my wolf bite. And that's effectively the strategy as Tiny with Shard and
Fnatic's
Lycan
turn
with
to
Aghanims is just bonkers. Sumail literally drank tea and laughed about how stupid it was last night over tea. And then we spilled some more tea. Poured more tea? I don't know. It's a euphemism for gossip.
Yeah, spill the tea is
Spill the
gossip.
tea.
10
yes,
seconds
yes.
remaining.
Yeah,
Quincy Crew's
maybe
turn to
Quincy Crew
ban.
feels like they have a good answer to it. But I certainly look at that combination and say, okay, that looks mega broken. I think we had this conversation when it showed up first yesterday, and it was like I thought that Lycan
10
Ursa
seconds remaining.
was like the strongest combination of that.
5
And
seconds remaining.
and now I've seen Carry Tiny with it in action, and it's no, that hero's
Yeah.
way stronger with it. It's absolutely bonkers.
Well-
Quincy Crew do have this really nice lane combination. I'm presuming it's Earthshaker 4, Veno 3, but they can mix it up.
But there are a couple issues. One, Death's Lycan, I think, is his best hero.
Yeah.
2, it's bugged. So I think that's what Sumail said. He's like, can somebody call the janitor, patch this real quick? Because Tiny, when in wolf form, grabs a tree, he gets the bonus range while in wolf form. And he doesn't think that is intended or balanced.
Why wouldn't that? Because it's an ability that's giving you additional range. Why would that not work like that?
True.
Metamorphosis works the same way. You can attack in range form as a wolf.
Sure. He just thinks, okay, maybe he just thinks it's OP.
Yeah, I mean,
suppose
it,
his
I mean,
intent
it should like they need to nerf it in
Turn to
some
ban.
way, and
Quincy
sure that would
Crew's
be a nice
turn to
nerf directly
ban.
to the tiny Lycan combination, but
And it removes the ability of Veno to kind of counter the tiny, right? Where you pick this specifically for him, but now it's like, oh, well, wait, there's going to be 2 Lycans, and slows don't affect them anymore.
yep.
10 seconds.
So you
remaining.
better win the hell out of your
Oh, yeah.
lane with this Venomancer, otherwise,
5 seconds.
what was the
remaining.
point?
And I really hope it's not poor LOA who ends up playing it.
Yeah, just
Clockwork.
shuffle it off. I don't want to play
Quincy
Venomancer
Crew
anymore,
has
guys.
turned to
Have the 5 do it. Take the leftover bad hero of our draft.
And I wanted to check, I meant to bring this up, but I believe in that previous game, the hero damage winner from the Radiant side, no, it was a little close. I thought it might have been
10
MSS, but it
seconds
was
remaining.
UR, but very limited amounts, whereas Chuan
5
he
seconds
popped
remaining.
off. It's kind of wild when you have like a hero damage score of 28,000 being top for a game, but it's just because there wasn't really too much battling going on in that previous series.
Yeah. It's very specific clashes that happened. All right, Storm Spirit abandoned Snapfire. Insania, he showed us how.
Fnatic's
3
turn to
bans
pick.
means they want something specific. How do those 3 heroes show that they wanted Winter Wyvern?
Oh, Storm is just very difficult to deal with when you have 3 heroes that have really, incredible control of heroes in front of them and absolutely
seconds
nothing doing
remaining.
if somebody happens to pop on top of them. Shaker Wyvern specifically hate
5
playing against
seconds
Storm. They
remaining.
also hate playing against Spectre, but you already see Lycan Tiny, so I don't think you need to ban that out, but do expect Fnatic to double down on some high reach. I wouldn't be surprised to see something like a Disruptor either. You're going to have a lot of tools of acquiring vision, and I really like Disruptor in this game already. Cleanses could be quite nice. If there were a game for a support Legion Commander, perhaps this is it.
Yeah. Legion Commander Tiny. We saw that before with OG. Looked
Yeah.
pretty good. Make it a Lycan Wolf as well. Even scarier. Snapfire, same deal, right? Good ban against Winter Wyvern because you want to be able to cold
Fnatic's
embrace
turn
people,
to
and that just leaves free
Legion
Mortimer's
Commander.
Kisses. Hey, look at that. Good call, Kyle. What's the other one? You're a genius if you call it. Certified genius for today. All day I'll call you a genius.
Oh no. Maybe they just go for something like
10
a
seconds
Rubik here.
remaining.
I'm not a huge fan of it, but it's possible.
5 seconds remaining.
Maybe they just go for the Ogre and double down on the buffs.
No.
Oh, it's a really nice Phoenix game.
Okay.
Quincy
go
Yeah,
Crew's
I could
turn
dig
to
that.
pick.
I could dig that. Rubik.
Wow.
You should have stuck
You-
with Rubik.
You.
You should have stuck with Rubik.
Why don't I have confidence in myself?
You dumbass.
You literally debated me, my partner.
Could have been called a genius. Instead,
10
you're a dumbass.
seconds
Oh, no,
remaining.
I mean, it was really good. You said 3 heroes.
Fnatic's
One of them got
turn to
picked. Well
ban.
played. Medusa is going to
Yeah.
be their attempt to respond.
It's similar in the game that OG played it, where you just have so much in front of you. You're always going to get nice spells. If you grab Curse, that's game breaking.
Yep.
Fisher, that's awesome.
Uh-huh.
And Venomancer, I remember talking to
10
Misery about this. I
seconds
always saw
remaining.
Rubik is a great counter to the Veno
Quincy
because
Crew's
Gale's
turn
great,
to
as is the
ban.
Veno wards, but you don't get Poison Sting when you
Yes.
steal the wards. So it's not quite as powerful, but
It's a good
Fnatic's
vision
turn to
tool
ban.
nonetheless. It's
Yeah.
always useful in that regard, right?
yeah, it's just a nice pick, right? It's a good game for it. You want to have that quick little lift stun, and I think supports, especially when it comes to TI time, they just like playing Rubik. And it's the same as in the game against Jakiro. If you see Earthshaker,
10
it's a good
seconds
Rubik game
remaining.
because stealing a Fisher is pretty nice.
Yep.
5 seconds
yep.
remaining.
especially with the increased cast range. All right, so Invoker going to be banned by Quincy Crew. Don't want to deal with a Quaswex Invoker.
Quincy
You gotta
Crew's
ban
turn
Sniper
to ban.
if you're Quincy
Oh
Crew.
yeah.
You have to ban
Fnatic's
Sniper.
turn
They
to
didn't
pick.
ban Sniper.
Well,
Okay.
they tiny liken Sniper as cores. That feels like too much to me. Surely you want something aggressive right now on the
Sure.
side of Fnatic, right?
Yeah, Void Spirit's still in the pool. Ember Spirit's still in the pool.
Bat
I think either
Rider?
one is okay. That was the good ban from Quincy because I think that draft
Oh,
becomes
they
10
did ban it. Yeah.
seconds.
impossible
remaining.
to play against if there's a bat. Like drag him back to your support Legion
5
commander.
seconds
Yeah.
remaining.
Chuen, his most played heroes this season. Ember Spirit, Lesh, Puck, TA.
Not
None
a
of
bad
those-
Lesh game.
Yeah. Lesh was banned by Fnatic themselves, so. Void Spirit.
Could Death Prophet, but it's a bit rough. You don't really need tower damage. You kind of just need something comfortable. And looking at the lane, you know that Quinn is going to get that final pick on you. So you don't want to have something that can get abused in lane. I just love Fnatic's lineup right now, though, man. This just feels like they took everything that's working right now.
Yeah, like
And
in this group stage, they're just like, all right, these are things that worked and crafted
Yeah.
a lineup out of it.
These are just great heroes.
Yeah. Very good. We've seen Mars against Medusa.
Quincy
Doom
Crew's
mid.
turn to pick.
Puck. Puck it is. I'm never so certain about those heroes that we were suggesting, the Quap, Void Spirit, Ember Spirit, Puck. Like, I'm never super certain about them against Earthshaker and Wyvern, just because, like, point and click stun is nice against
10
mobile heroes.
seconds
Earthshaker
remaining.
has
Yeah.
these kind of stuns too.
I will say Veno, I think
5
Veno Core
seconds
is actually
remaining.
nice here because you will, if you're a support, you're just going to feed. As a core, you can buy, Solar Crest and Veil and Halberd and all these durable items that allow you to also threaten Tiny. But if you're a Puck, you hate
Select
playing
your heroes.
against Core Veno because if you get attacked once and ulted, like you just have no game anymore. And yeah. Okay, offlane, I like that because it was not a game for a support Veno and a core Earthshaker. That's just
No.
rough.
No, certainly not. And Quincy Crew, meanwhile, they get the Void Spirit matchup against the Puck, so Yules into the Aether Remnant.
Yep.
They just focused on lanes, it looks like. I mean, it seems like a strong focus on lanes from them here with the
Yeah.
Earthshaker Venomancer opening that they started with.
Yeah, the only concern I have is that they just have no steroid for their Dusa. It
Yes.
feels like Quincy Crew, they're drafting, for lack of a better way to put it, like just any Dota style. Like, we'll pick good heroes, draft for the lanes, and have balance. Whereas Fnatic, like, they have power spikes.
We go
the
and pick what's
20-minute
broken.
shards. Yeah, exactly. It's like this all is stuff that we've seen. You're going to buff up the Tiny with the Triceratops, of Vlad's, of Press the Attack, a Solar Crest, and he's going to smack people in the mouth. And the issue I see with Quincy Crew's lineup is that they don't have those easy tools outside of Venoward spam, like acquiring vision and map control. So you're going to have some issues with Puck off map, Tiny Shadow Bladed. Things can get a little dicey. I'm watching my man Mojo. He popped off in the last game. I think he's been performing the best from this squad. And also zooming in a little bit on Quinn. Doom was not his hero, and he's got to perform here on one of his staples.
Yes, yes, he does. They gave him a good matchup, so he should be feeling comfortable about this. Quincy Crew is going to go for a smoke right away. And see if they can get that vision advantage down for Quinn as well. If he lays it down now, he might be able to spot Chuen place his, but no. Actually, to put theirs up here on the high ground, perhaps? Never certain why you smoke, but don't actually place your mid ward. You know? Am I crazy about that?
Oh,
Like, what was the point then? If he raced out here, placed down his ward, he would have said, oh, okay, Chuen placed
Lose
his ward
together,
here.
win together, slay together,
And
slay
they could have
together,
gotten
slay
30
an instant
seconds
D
to
ward.
battle.
I don't understand it.
We're not made to understand. Oh, they get the D ward though, so the smoke pays off for itself after all. Look at that.
Very good. LOA is going to start denying the ward. We'll see if he actually finishes it off. I feel like it's been a bit of a mind game. Sometimes they kill it, sometimes they just leave it at half. Because you can see the enemy attacking their ward. You can see them doing the attack animation. So sometimes you just assume like, oh, he's just gonna kill it, and then he just leaves.
Slay together, slay together, slay together.
Yeah, I like that. I see some Venomous skilling Gale level 1, but Leslau, he just gets the W right off the bat. Skilling Gale is like a recipe for disaster. You just lose the lane.
Even Legion Commander, right?
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
even worse. Does he even go it? Does he go 0-2-3, 0-2-4?
I don't know. I've seen people always going for 2 points in Gale just because you get so much bonus damage on the damage per tick.
Yep.
But yeah, you make a great point that there's a Legion Commander, and that just makes it so much simpler for this Tiny. You know, he's got 2 mangoes, 6 tangos already, so you're just going to heal your Tiny, cleanse your Tiny, protect your Tiny. That's the name of the game.
Anything for the boy. Nice deny already for Raven. Do you know Raven he likes basketball quite a bit.
Really?
Yeah. He was apparently the best player on TNC. And if you've seen Raven, like, he's a bit of a shorter guy. And so the fact that he was better than, like, Cuckoo, for example, who's much taller than him.
Oh, nice. Then I'm going to bust out the analogies in the hopes that
Oh, no.
you know, if he watches the VOD later.
He won't. Don't worry about it. And you see the Remnant catch. Chuen takes a bit of damage. Nothing major, but these sort of things do build up.
Yes. This should be a funner one. I think that previous Ohio Quinn that was a little spooky. I expect more from Quincy this game, but they're playing against some of the most broken heroes in Dota right now, and
they got it. They got the Gale, and they don't get the first blood. In fact, they get denied. Oh, boy. First blood for Raven, and he claims the last hit onto DJ as well. Double disaster for Quincy Crew.
yeah, because now he just brings back more regen and some items for Tiny. That is,
and you also leveled up Venomous Gale in part because they got level 2 first.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, this Legion Commander who's been spamming overwhelming odds, he doesn't have the counter to it yet.
Oh, that hurts. That's so well played by Raven, though. I'll be very happy. Mid lane, slightly in favor of Quinn to be expected in this Void Spade versus Puck matchup.
Lose together,
Bottom
win
lane,
together, slay
a little
together,
scary
slay
because,
together,
you know,
slay
the
together.
difficulty with Deuce Wyvern is that while you're going to be ahead in the lane, like, you're not pressuring the Lycan, which means, oh, whoa, jabs. Oh.
I think he did correctly read. He was like, oh, I'm so slow that I might just die, but I don't think his TP would have gotten him out in time anyway.
Yep. Probably just dead, but he has boots, so we'll just do the quick walk back to lane. And end of the day, he tanks a lot of the damage, and that's what I'm talking about, where Death, you know, he starts with a Quelling Blade, no items, and now all of a sudden he has Helm of Iron Will at just 3 minutes. But 10 and 6, you're very happy with this, considering the status of this lane, the way Lycan is played.
(16-2, 19-5). Quinn continuing to stay ahead in the mid lane, but see what happens with the rune control that's coming back up. This is the one somewhat advantage that Puck has. Potential to be able to get both of the water runes thanks to your inherent mobility.
Nice job here from Japs. Nukes to steal a couple of creeps and then drags the wave back to tower. And now he can go control bottom lane. This is big.
They need him there too. Smojo's doing the same on the other side.
Yeah. Wise move from Quinn, just to get out of dodge. Did not want to contest there with his HP. See, top lane. Going all right. I mean, this is a rough one for a Tiny. Even after the really nice moves in the earlier game, it's just tough. Like, this is a Venomancer. They pick it to deal with the Tiny. He's saving the point too. I do expect him to go max wards if Raven continues to play a little more passive.
Yeah, you want to just be a farming machine on this Venomancer, right? Because you got to build up into some serious items that allow you to be able to survive against the Tiny burst or Puck tries to jump you, right? Like, you got to be able to build like Hooded Defiance and such.
What in the hell is that?
That is Suns fan. A deep sigh.
You know that was one of those voice lines they were probably reviewing like late at night. Like, God, what is this? What else? What is? Oh, it's all terrible. Oh, jeez.
Fisher block, very nice. Legion Commander isn't here. They can keep going. They can do a lot of damage. Legion is far, far away. They're going to try and body block him away. Raven will finally receive the help from Press the Attack, and healing salve as well, so he's actually going to be kind of good here.
Yeah, the big thing is going to be which mid player gets involved first. Expect the 6-minute rune to play a role here.
Yeah, in which case, eyes on the supports as well as the 6-minute rune coming up, right?
Yep.
Like, if Mojo is allowed to take a moment to secure the top rune, that may pay dividends for Leslau, depending on what Quinn picks up.
Here we go. The moment of truth. Will it spawn bottom? Or will it spawn top?
Regen for Chuen.
Okay, not ideal in the sense that you can't just go immediately kill the Deuce of bottom who's playing in front of the tower, but you're not going to complain about some
Lose
free
together,
jungle
win
camps.
together, slay together, slay together, slay together.
Death, a bit lower than the Venomancer in farm, but I think that's kind of expected, right?
You're a higher value hero.
Yeah, for sure. You're also a hero that can dumpster Venom out.
Oh yeah. Level 3 Wolves now closing in on the HOD. You're still very, very happy with this as Death. Nice invade. Hang on. Puck. Oh, he was thinking about trying to do the stack, but it's going to get swiped.
At least a decent amount of it. They're going to try and catch Quinn here, but I don't think he's too scared. Gets a little bit low here. Still has another raindrop coming up off cooldown, so goes for the TP out. LOA protects him a bit. Probably going to lose their captain. Run down. Jabs takes the kill.
Weird that he stuck around like that. They did unfortunately get their D ward off
Lose
before,
together,
so
win
there's
together, slay together.
going to be no
slay
way that
together,
ward survives.
slay together.
That was just so, I respect it from Quincy Crew. You know, they made a move. Quinn just blew everything on the, was it a triple or quad stack?
Yep.
And then gets
Radiant
back.
structures are fortified.
We'll have the phase boost complete once he finishes his wave. Top lane, a lot of pressure. 3-point wards. Starting to get really tough for DJ to camp under this tower.
He's spotted. He's not too happy about it, and if he tries to sneak away, Mojo is going to cut off his retreat. Or maybe cut the creep wave entirely, pulls it to the easy camp, and then resumes his post of sorts.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Raven just farming whatever stacks they can get out of the jungle to finish off his Echo Saber.
It's right under that ward, thankfully. So, Quincy, they know that ward was placed because they had the initial vision, and they're going to get it right now. But bottom coil.
Double damage, Chuen, so that's going to be a lot. They're going to Cold Embrace, but without any mana, there's nothing you can do. Nothing changes about this situation. LOA is probably going to die right alongside him here. Nice rotation for Chuen. The first big one of the mid laners to the side lane. Top lane looks like they're still trying to dive DJ. They've spotted him finally. They lock him against the Fissure in the trees, blocked in by the ward as well. DJ tries to deal with it, but there's another ward to block him just in case.
This is a huge mistake, though, from Quincy. Oh, hang on.
Might be able to pop Death. Centaur stun, really nice. Quinn's doing it by himself here. The Medusa shows up, throws out the stake. That's not good enough. Quinn is taking a lot of damage. He's got to be careful. Coil isn't up by any means from Chuen.
The thing is, Medusa doesn't want to be here, Cap.
Dire's top
Like,
tower is under
Doesn't
attack.
he want to go play top? Like,
Yes, but maybe they felt like they needed to give more time for Leslau. Like, do you think they're going to try and hold this bottom tower for much longer? Like, do they move the Venomancer down here?
I don't know. We'll just see how it plays out. But my concern is that I don't think Yawar should be dying down there because that's the puck move, right? Oh, HOD level 6 Lycan. Okay, come coil. This guy's dead. Like, this is the bread and butter. And I'm okay with it maybe if Quinn is ready and prepared to TP in, but just a bit late. Rune spawning 10 seconds though, and now here's Leslie. He's got mid tower in his sights.
Twed's got to be careful. MSS is on the side here, ready to go with the Fissure to help out. Nice coil onto 2. Cole the Brace going to be able to spell it, but the toss back out of the coil, snapping it. Quinn is healthy enough, though. Thanks to that heal, he's going to be able to get a nice astral step out of danger and into the kill of Jabs.
Oh, nice. Really well done by Leslie there. The wards providing a ton of great vision. A bit of a miscue there. Fnatic, it was a great toss to break the coil, but you saw DJ ran around the trees to the left side, so wasn't there to get the duel off. Otherwise, it's likely a kill on the Void Spirit, but these long engagements against a level 9 Veno are impossible, and you just can't really contest this area anymore.
Surprised, yeah, Yawari really still trying to stick it out. Finally, he's going to TP to the other side of the map, okay. Meanwhile, like, everything else is going quite well for Quincy Crew. They have 3 of the 4 top net worth. They're about to take the mid tower, which will make it 3 of the top net worth. And I'm presuming Mojo's, yeah, he's doing pretty well for himself. 1,500 net worth, closing in on, or gold rather, closing in on Blink Dagger.
I just want to also point out one of my favorite things. Look at Death and his items that he has queued up.
Yeah.
It's got to be one of the heroes that like can be planned out the most in advance.
Oh yeah,
because that's like 8,000 or 9,000 gold that he is 100% going to spend on those items with nothing in between.
Nothing is going to change about that. MSS probably going to be coiled here. It's well worth it, right? It's not just a support. You got to think about Earthshakers just being a little bit more than that. So bringing him down, stalling out the Blink Dagger, very important.
Get up if you can.
Yes?
Huh. That applied Poison Sting. Am I wrong, or does it like give the debuff but not the damage? Is that based off of wards gain the Poison Sting level from Venomancer? Interesting. I'll have to see if that actually ticks or not. Because it used to be it didn't apply, or it applied, but it didn't actually deal the damage. So I'm not sure if it's still the same.
Okay. What's the right build for Deuce in this game? Like, he's going Manta. Do you think that is correct? What is he really afraid of? Just the silence, I guess? Help him against Toss, maybe?
The Manta?
Yeah. As opposed to just going like a Yasha, SMY maybe, or just Yasha straight into Scotty. No way! I thought LA was dead for sure. Fissure stalls just long enough for him to be able to get off the winner's curse. He may still be dying to the creeps. Oh, no way. Mojo actually popping the Echo here, and if they kill the creep, that's 100 gold. The body block's coming in for the illusion. The wolves want him. He's flying away, but no. Death finds him with the wolf.
Oh, man. I mean, Manta's just the highest damage, right? That's the main thing. And yeah, to your point, the silence is quite nice for as well.
Yeah.
I also have been really trying to figure out how it works. 7 years ago, it did. It was an intended mechanic. I found it on Reddit that yes, Rubik wards apply Poison Sting. 5 years ago, they lose it if he steals a different spell. I can't find anything more recent, so we're gonna just have to watch the game and see. But I remember because I know for a fact it used to be that you didn't get it because we picked Rubik into Veno against Misery's team. It might have been Optic, and it didn't work. And then we felt dumb.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Either way, coil. Leslie.
Gotta be able to catch Leslie. He does manage to get off his ultimate before he dies here. The Vanguard keeping him rather tanky for a while. UR's gotta be able to come in. Can they clean up anything out of this, though? The puck's already out. Raven's going to be pulled back in by the Aether Remnant to his doom, it looks like. So, Leslie probably going to say, well worth it.
Indeed, and that is the power of the core Veno. Because if that's support, he's just feeding the end, GG. But he's got a Vanguard, he's got an Urn, he has treads, he is very durable. So he gets off attacks, a couple of wards, ults, and you can see poor Raven, he's just dead. He's like, oh, I'm just so damn slow. How is this going to work? Actually has a Blink Dagger queued up. I don't think he's going to stick with that. You want a Shadow Blade here for sure. But you are getting a lot of space closing in on the Manta. It definitely feels like Quincy are a lot more composed in this game. I feel like part of that's because Quinn can actually play Dota. The teams with Doom have not fared well so far today.
Oh, have they not? Yeah, I guess they have.
At least. You know, poor T1 against OG, they just couldn't do anything with it.
So many stuns. Reveal of the Blink Dagger from MSS. Get the kill onto Death.
Very nice, very nice. I like that there's actually going to be a Crimson Guard coming out from the Veno. Quite effective against the creep army that we can expect from the Lycan. Not a huge fan of it against Tinies because he hits so hard. You're not really going to absorb enough damage, perhaps, but it's just good for survivability, right? Like it's not a problem by any means.
Yeah, damage on block always feels better against many smaller instances of damage, right? Rather than one big one. Once again, Quinn running around, finding pickoffs. Fnatic, I'm not sure, do they have to be so split up in this game? Because it feels like they're just max efficiency all over.
So the red opposing type goes right. Sorry, I'm prioritising.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Poison Sting is applied by wards, but when Rubik dies, the current wards surviving do not apply Poison Sting because you need to have the spell stolen for that to work.
I see.
That's an interaction that, you know, I guess...
Take to your grave.
Yeah.
Remember it in 5 years from now.
And remember where you learned it.
Until it's changed, in which case you're going to be wrong again.
Indeed.
Aghanim Scepter almost done for Quinn.
It's huge. That's a power spike for sure. And suddenly they can just go straight for this puck, who is doing what he can. It's a big decision coming up, though. Look what's queued. Both Blink Dagger and bots. Which will he buy? I think it'll be Blink. The puck.
Yes, that would be the only hero that in this game would go Blink or bots. Which would you prefer?
I like the Blink. You need... well, first off, it's actually just really nice because you can always blink at a phase shift, right? So incredibly value in that sense, but they need catch. They need a way to ensure Death gets into the fight.
Need to make sure that LOA doesn't have a free game, right? Coil stopping that TP, keeping him on the high ground here, and eventually he will die. Takes a bit, but Chwen gets a dominating streak.
They did use Lycan ult for that, however, so timing will be a bit off. And that was the reveal of the big golem. The Colossal Titan is on the loose.
There he goes. Look at the big lad go. 262 damage a hit. Boy's a beast.
Boy's indeed a beast. They're looking to take control now. Fnatic, they have their sights set on this tier 2 bottom tower.
Radiant structures.
In fact, they're going to just kill it with creeps because... Save the creep, DJ! DJ!
Yes, DJ. Press the attack the creep.
You can do that, right?
No. Heroes only.
Good job, Cap. Let's test it.
Yeah, good test. Can you do it on creep heroes, Kyle?
Yeah.
Radiant's
No.
middle tower
What?
is under attack.
You can't press the attack a bear? I've seen that before.
Okay, you might be right about that.
And you can press the attack creeps too, can't you?
Don't think so.
Stall for a moment. I must Google furiously.
8-8, 18 minutes in. That's a classic stall right there. Just talk about the score. You know, you're making sure everyone's on the same page on the pace of this game. As we're really right now, we're just waiting for the next step of items for Quincy Crew. When they get the Scotty, they're going to feel really good about themselves. But at the same time, Fnatic really wants
target-friendly unit. What are you talking about? You can't use zone creeps.
All right, go into test lobby right now.
Okay, hang on. Oh, poor DJ.
Mass TPs onto the outposts. Gonna get DJ. Reminder, this is just a support Legion commander, so if they overcommit for it, the silence on Fear Shaker. If they can keep him alive, he can get off a good Echo Slam here. They do manage to finish off DJ. Poking at MSS from a distance, the tree thrown at him with the big boy Ancient Granite Golem doing some work right now. Leslie taking a lot of damage from this thing, even through the Crimson Guard. The orb lands on top of him, but at the same time, he's trying to piggy himself away, jumping in. Quinn is actually just all in on the golem, and it saves Leslau's life. 250 gold there. Raven waiting to see if anybody will drift too far up.
That doesn't feel fair, Cap. Like,
yeah,
he's gotten everything he possibly can to live against the creeps, and it's just not enough if they chase him and chase him and chase him. But net worth-wise, you know, you are feeling yourself. 230 CS. He's just chilling. He's gonna have a Scotty completed soon. He is doing incredibly well. Raven, had a rough laning phase, so not quite the same power level at the moment, but he will soon be Wolfbit, right on target with what our Redditors have so aptly memed, that 25-minute love bite that turns him, I'm trying to think of a pun, but yeah, he just becomes a wolf, guys. Wolf
Yeah.
back.
So if Legion Commander can press the attack creeps, and he's got a shard,
Yeah.
do they go magic immune?
I think so.
I don't think I've ever seen a magic immune creep before.
Dire
have.
are scanning.
When you get the AoE talent later on, it works. No say? No?
Not convinced. Scotty is going to be done right now for Yawar. So they will actually hit their time. They're ready to fight right now.
Yep.
And Fnatic, they're going to stall for another 5 minutes.
Yep.
And that very likely means we're going to see some objectives give it away to Quincy Crew unless Fnatic manages to outplay them. So maybe Roshan. They don't have the best physical damage, though.
Yep.
No minus armor or anything.
See Quinn just doing what he can to do with the bottom lane. Has the regen.
Quinn shows bottom, and
Yep.
Fnatic smoke move to the other side of the map now.
Right move, and they're going to take the output.
Chuen, though, is going to be found, but Blink jump in. They need more damage, though, and they didn't have it. He should be able to blink away, jump over to an orb. Uh-oh! He's still going to be caught by the Venomancer. He's going to phase shift, but the poison is already there, and I think it's going to take him down. Oh, he's hitting the trees. He's actually good.
Wow, what a beast. Nice job. Like, he had to be in trees and just pray there wasn't a Veto Ward placed on top of him. Lestat missed the guess. Right, or off to the right by a few hundred units. But you really wanted to fight there if you were good. It would have been a great pickoff. Now no dunk. Things are a little more troubling because the problem is bottom lane. Quinn like loses to the creeps. Like he's at half health. Like he had a regen rune, came back to battle and lost half HP to just this golem and wolves.
Lose together, win together,
And
slay
Death,
together,
who's
slay together,
1,300 gold
slay
away
together.
from the Aghanim.
Lose together, win together, slay together.
That's when it starts getting really scary. They get BKB, shapeshift the Tiny, and give him also the Shard, which is not the focus of DJ right now. We'll see if he builds Solar Crest or Shard first. I'm presuming Medallion, Shard, then Solar Crest is the build.
Yes, yeah, I think so as well. The Shard's just too good. Like the BKB factor, but more importantly, you get the 2-second CD reduction. 13 to 11 is pretty significant. 20% more uptime on the special attack.
Sometimes, it doesn't matter how long it takes. If the enemy can't fight you, you can take Roshan.
That is true.
Bit by bit.
Are they? Oh, they see Quinn. This could be huge. It is
Coil
huge.
first. DJ could even go for the duel if he wants to, but it's not necessary. Nice pickup. Very, very nice.
Surprised they're not going for the tower here. I guess, they're afraid of a buyback. They did not see, I don't think, that he had completed bots, so they, realistically could have potentially just gotten a tier 3, maybe even a Rax there. Instead, they will claim mid-tier 1. The camp is still alive, actually.
Slay together, slay together.
Some big items coming up. BKB Tiny. Shard about to be finished on DJ. 10 more gold. There it is. There it is.
Doing a really good job. The Quincy Crew that reached that timing,
Yeah.
they got Roshan but traded Quinn for it. I feel like Fnatic very happy with the pace of this
Yes.
game, and I wonder what Dota Plus says very heavily in the favor of this Medusa. Do you really think that matchup is just
I
like
don't
Dusa,
think Dota
Wyvern?
Plus factors in what we know,
Yeah.
which is the love bite.
Yeah.
Dota nowadays has more plot twists than some of the later episodes of True Blood, where I feel like many of these patch changes were inspired. And when you do get the benefit of both... Oh, hang on. just to mess with?
I mean, they do have this Winter Wyvern just kind of waiting in the side. He could pop out. They got to be careful, though. Raven is now here. The Stone Gaze does go off in time. Raven's not going to be able to do too much. He has to be able to run away, and he's being slowed down by the Scotty so much. They need to be able to do help him out somehow, but Yawar just keeps on blinking forward. Got to be careful with the lack of mana. Nice use of the shard there, being able to cleanse up Raven, but he's going to be blocked in by the Fissure, not able to get out. Lesla looks to be able to slow down Jabs. Jabs grabs Enchant Totem, does what damage he can, but ultimately it's going to be 2 pickoffs to the favor of Quincy Crew.
This time it's Fnatic's turn to just get a little over here. I like the poke, but Raven, my man, you were not bitten yet. The Aghanims was on the way. Lycan ult ready. Wolf Bite ready, not used. It is the repeat of Quincy Crew's miscue after their triple BKB timing where you waited for all this time. You have what makes your draft broken, and you just don't get a shot to use it.
Yep. Take a short pause here to rectify a missing player. We've got some items. So we've already talked about, of course, the Aghanim Scepter timing. That was so important. We've got Leslau with a Heaven's Halberd on the Venomancer, so that is going to make the Tiny a lot less threatening.
Dire's bottom
That's
tower
a
is
pretty
under
big
attack.
pickup.
And he is just... This Deuce is enormous. I really like the decision to buy Blink as well, Cap, because you're going to have this jump potential from your Void Spirit as well. And if you can position yourself in a way to protect your supports, Wyvern Shaker is going to secure the game. So I think this is by far the right move, especially when you're ahead, like 4K gold ahead. You can afford to get a little luxury in terms of your positional tools. Crystallis, LOA just chilling behind him. After that mistake, I think Quincy Crew are very happy with this.
Oh, certainly. And are going to be very happy if they can close out the day with their second win.
Yeah, and I love the core Veno. Look at this build. It's as expected, right? You have the Crimson, now Halberd, and then Aghanim. So, yeah, you might even be able to kill me. Good luck.
Yep.
I get my Ag's ultimate off. All of a sudden, my ultimate is just an absurd amount of damage. My cooldown goes to 60%. The damage is, what, 4.5% max HP? That's crazy against a hero like Tiny. It lasts for, how long? 20 seconds? I thought it was, is it just reduced cooling? It used to last longer. So 20 seconds times 4.5% of the max HP. That's 90% of your max HP, Cap. That kills you.
It is something that is a buff most of the time. I remember doing the math on it, and I think it was something like 1,200, 1,500, 1,800, somewhere in that, depending on what level, obviously. Where if they are above that number, the new Venomancer Poison Nova with percentage-based damage is better.
Yeah.
And I think that functions all around better as Venomancer because lower health heroes, they may be taking less damage, but naturally they just die to Venomancer anyway.
It's just feels like it's more true to the hero now, right? The same with like Sniper's change to take aim. Veno should be good against strength heroes. And it should be made that way, not like, oh ha, I've ulted a puck, he's just dead now, as it was previously.
Quinn, they're going to be able to toss him up in the air into the duel and get the tree toss to be able to finish off. Nicely executed by Fnatic. It's twice now, though, that Quinn has been caught just kind of dawdling somewhere near a tower and is just spotted out and grabbed by the invis of Tiny. And we see the wolf form in action here.
Yes.
Radiant are scanning.
Come on. You can't see animations, Cap. How is it fair?
That is a big wolf. And he's got a big stick.
That you can't see.
That you can't see. It's an invisible stick, yes.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
But it's very big.
That should help.
Magic stick. Oh, let's see. Game slowed down a bit. 11-11. You can feel the tenseness. A bit. Okay, yeah. I mean, I see my producer yawning. I don't blame him. I know you're not yawning. I see you. You're watching. I feel you.
Hal just makes up things
Just
up
for the
story.
Yeah. If I say Cap's yawning,
It's unprofessional.
exactly. But Bill, the producer, I mean, who even is that? Sorry, Steve.
Chuen. Aeon Disc, Boots of Travel, Blink Dagger. Going to be going for a Dagon. And Gem on MSS alongside the Blink Dagger.
Whoa.
No changes for him in a while.
Like that Quinn with the shard now.
Jeez, if they had just run up, they would have run into death, and it would have been a massive pickoff. That was very awkward. But Fnatic do manage to like mass TP back to their tier 3 in order to go for a smoke.
Okay, they didn't get spotted by those wards, so Quincy won't. Oh, you are careful. You don't have Aegis, my friend. They have vision of him now.
They see the Lycan. Whoa, the Golem Golem is on its way. Did he get off the Stone Gaze? He gets off the Stone Gaze now. They needed to be able to get that toss out on the coil. You're right.
That was...
Chwen, he's in trouble. He actually got galed up already, but at the same time, Leslow's having a hard time dealing with this Golem. Nice stun timing there on the Fissure. They're going to be able to get the toss up in the air, but Quinn is actually still alive, kept alive by the cold embrace of LOA, and he managed to just catch the Tiny with the Grand Golem right next to him. A long stun, the Aether Remnant holding him in, the Echo Sand be able to follow it up, but there is the press the attack. Changing that stun combo from the Earthshaker, and that allows Raven to be able to get that kill. Still though, Yuar is poking at him and finishes him off bit by bit with the Scotty. A big win there for Quincy Crew.
I mean, everybody did it right except for Raven Cap. He's got to toss to DJ. He's waiting. He's in range. He has duel ready. That is the game-winning move. You're killing Yuar there, and instead you put your team in a terrible position, and all of a sudden it's all Quincy Crew. Stolen Fissure though, this is huge. This is actually really nice to defend base. You got to be careful now as Quincy. Great disarm though from Leslau, effectively canceling out the BKB. What? Okay.
Yes.
Death goes down to Quinn over on
Oh my god, I wasn't even looking.
It's okay.
Disaster. Nice pickup for Quinn, I guess, but that just leaves Fnatic in a deeper hole as they're going to be losing this mid lane of Barracks, and if anything, Quincy Crew can continue some sort of assault. I don't know if they straight up want to be able to hit this, but they can hit tier 2 top.
Dire's middle barracks has
For
fallen.
Raven just not having the greatest game. Underfarmed and could have probably just secured at least an even footing in this game if you could pick off the deuce. And now it's going to be tough.
Tower is under attack.
Suddenly, Yuar's net worth lead is massive, nearly representing the entire edge that Quincy Crew have. The top of your screen, 10,000 gold.
Dire's
They have
top
the racks.
tower has fallen.
If he gets Butterfly, then that is going to be a long time before Fnatic is able to deal with it at all, right? Because they've got Tiny, who's going to be going for Crystallis. I guess Death could go for Bloodthorn,
Yeah, definitely.
since he's already building up an Orchid, which is kind of an interesting idea.
It's really nice here because there's no save mechanic for Quinn. He's gone this very greedy build, you know, bots, Shard, Aghanims, Kaya Sanj. So no BKB, no Yules. He can just straight up die to a Lycan now. And it's also quite effective against the Wyvern and the Shaker, same deal. No
Radiant's
self-save.
middle tower is under attack.
Aghanims complete on Venom.
Are fortified.
And this mid tower's still alive. Oh my god.
Yeah, they actually kept it alive
Radiant's middle
such a
tower has
long time.
fallen.
Fnatic finally deal with it, but at this point in time, the objective doesn't matter that much.
No.
Quincy Crew, they hold the control of the map that they want to be able to maintain. That's the Roshan.
And it's up. And you got to be, so this is the part of the game where Venomancer is the dream. Because you just spam wards, you control vision, and the play Fnatic want to make, tossing out a coil, becomes near impossible because you can't get blinks off if there's sentries and wards everywhere. Nice.
They're going to lose their tier 3. They got to be careful of this split pushing that's happening from the Lycan combined with the Tiny. It does allow Fnatic to be able to stall this, what could have been a Roshan attempt at some point in time for Quincy Crew.
And they force the rotate, now they all get out. But what is Fnatic looking to do here? That's the question. They have Gem on Puck, so dewarding would be nice. Look to do that right now.
Find high ground wards. Very good, very good. That'll give them a better chance to be able to contest for this
Yep.
Roshan.
Take outpost, same deal. So they equalize footing in terms of territorial advantage. Jabs holding on to the Fissure, but it is fading. And there's the talent, big one. Poison Nova duration plus 5 seconds. All of a sudden, this Venomancer ulti is just brutal. And I just love Leslie Man, this build. Shiva's next. He is so tanky. And into the pit they go.
Quinn. Just very brave taking this, but it's going to be LOA that's going to be found. Not quite bursted down the golden brace, but the magic damage comes through. The double picked up for DJ. Raven going to be chased after. Quincy Crew really want this Roshan, and they really want to be able to kill Raven. Yawar needs to be able to keep this damage on Raven. I'm sure there's no blink away, and they've got him. His BKB running out. No more press the attacks. Twen on the other side of things is going to just orb away. Quinn's going to chase after him with this haste rune. No, not going to be able to get it. Roshan for Quincy Crew.
Miscommunication there. Death ran clockwise, as did his Tiny. So even Hasted, he couldn't catch him. Raven ends up going down, and Death had to escape before he became an extra casualty, as he knew that those supports were en route post buyback. But just, again, Fnatic, just a little bit of miscommunication here. You can tell it's so annoying playing in a game like this because you have to get these supports. They did a great job doing so, but Venawards everywhere. Medusa blinking at you, and he's so far ahead, 10,000 gold ahead of your carry, that playing into this dude, you can't actually target him. It's not real.
Yeah.
He's even got the shard now. Very tanky.
Yeah, do you want the shard without the Aghanim Scepter? The other option would be, I guess, the Winter Wyvern, Cold Embrace.
Yeah, I think it's fine for Medusa.
Okay.
I think it might tempt LOA to get out of position, just increase the strength of the Deuce's tankiness, because LOA is going to be playing like a screen and a half away anyway.
Yeah.
Dire's top tower.
You never know. I mean, Jabs is one of the only single targets, so if you do get a Mystic Snake bounce back onto him, it's going to feel pretty good. Extra mana that you get, you are hammering the buildings. Fnatic looking for a way to respond.
Yeah, you can see the line. They know what's coming. Quincy Crew are prepared. Look at the positioning. The supports as far back, and now they create this wall, the barrier. Talk about basketball. They go into the 5-point diamond formation. The vulnerable parts as far away as possible as the rest of the team just runs in.
The Remnant's thrown out. Yawar starts looking to be able to intercept. They do have that big Stone Wolf trying to do what they can. They manage to get the nice curse onto the puck here. If they can chain this up, it's just going to be Twen dead. But he managed to, with the Eon Disc, get off the phase shift. Not able to blink away, though. Looks like a bit of poison, and he should be dying here. The Wolf comes back in, though, looking for Leslau. But again, saved by the Cold Embrace. LOA's positioning, allowing him to be able to keep everybody alive while members of Fnatic are getting picked off. Nice steal, though. A Poison Nova helps, but it only hit one, though. That was your shaker. Quinn is going to look to end it with alongside UR, and Quincy Crew will get their second win of this group stage, a much-needed one at that. Again, ties them up a little bit more with Team Spirit. Somebody else, SG Esports.
Indeed, and this was really their bread and butter. I would have been very concerned for this team if they were to lose with this lineup. Like, this is what they need to continue doing. That first game, just rough. Like, Quinn is not a Doom player. Sorry, Quinn. Love you. Not a Doom player. Keep him on a Spirit. You are on the hard carry. Leslau on this Mike, the Beastmaster, the Venomancer. Control the map. This felt much better. This looked like it does when EG gets ahead, keeps the lead, maintains it, and eventually just overwhelms. Credit to Fnatic. They kept it in. I really just point back to Raven. He tosses up when he had to toss right.
Yeah.
That changes the entire scope of this game.
Yeah, they would have 100-0 the Medusa instead of losing a team fight.
Exactly.
It's like a massive shift. So both of these teams definitely things to be able to improve on, as that is the name of the game for the group stage, right? As long as you survive, just be constantly improving, right, as you go into playoffs.
It's just limiting the mistakes. To the other one, you get the Aghanims timing. You make this play on your war near the bottom tier 2. You don't Wolf Bite. So you have this great timing. It's not used. So both teams, it really feels like their worst enemy is themselves. You see the potential. You know that they have skill, but they've just got to perform. So that's the end of the day. Get some Zs. Big day 3 coming up for these teams. Really for all these teams that are just trying to stay away from elimination and keep their dreams alive. TI10.
That's right. The last full day of groups is tomorrow. We have another day, a 4th day of groups, but that is only 3 series, I think. A little bit shortened. Potential tiebreakers in the mix as well. Exciting stuff for TI-10. But that is it for this broadcast. We're going to take a good night's sleep. Be back with you tomorrow for day 3.